Ah, speaking of this T-shirt, treat your shelf. Oh, it might mean get a book. um, CBC recently was talking about adults and kids reading less, and they were just putting the reference about being on screens as a way to explain why mostly that's what they wanted to get into anyways based on the decisions made of the interview. But it's not just about being on screens or not. There's a devolution of our species. There's various forms of intelligence, and also the ability to pay attention and to access RAM or imagination, or just an intellectual laziness that people don't talk about. I just finished watching this. I believe it's the second time I watch a Star Trek Discovery series, and I'll watch it again. And what's sad when I think of watching it again at the same time as looking forward to it is, by the way, the season 5, a bit too many fight scenes that unless they're fight scenes like, from Ip Man or Jason Bourne, I kind of don't want that many fight scenes. Even if it's wonderful scenery and the way it was filmed and everything, like it's same old, same old. Like I'm kind of getting bored a little bit with the fight scenes. But anyways, I'd prefer more, because there was an element of, for me, I thought, in the season 3 and 4, there's the evolution of the concept of civilization as a form of personal development with the Federation. And in season 5, they tried to do a little bit more of the accent of personal development in the individuals, not just the collective. And I appreciate that. And, when I think I'd like to watch it again, I'm happy to expect that joy in the future. And I just watched the roundtable with some of the actors. Could have been more of them, I wish I was part of that. And what's sad is, when I first joined humanist groups in Ottawa, I thought I would be part of that, people that understood and craved and were motivated with the concept of personal development. And it was clear they were not, and it was clear they were devolving, self-proclaimed humanists as much as, religious people were, because of HSD, what my theory explains. And it's sad. So, you would think that the humanist conference going on in Ottawa would be a reason for me to go visit and visit with relatives at the same time, having the advantage, let's say, of not having to pay for hotels, although I'd kind of want to, because of where it is. But the thing is I'd be extremely disappointed. There's incredible certainty in my mind about that there'd be a lack of it. So for me, what I'd prefer to be friends with the cast and crew that went through what you go through filming Discovery, because there is a lot more humanism in there in the concept of personal development, being seeking to always become our better selves. Even, and sometimes they explain that as getting a second chance. But it's not just that. It's third chance, fourth chance, just realizing that the concept of growth is always there, personal growth and development. And that's not increasing, the total of your bank account. It's really developing a resiliency in different forms of intelligence and human thinking tools that you become sentient and sapient. You don't just claim to be because you're wearing clothes and in the books it says your species is, when that's not measurable in our species, right? That's BS. And of course, a humanist saying that we're like that is BS. It's unscientific. It's not what the measurements tell us. So, and the lead actress, she's religious. She talks about her greater concept is Father, Son, Holy Ghost. She comes from the Christianity, but yet the concept of personal development, you would think, would be more in humanists, and it most certainly isn't. And it's in individuals, and it's individuals mingling with others in certain ways at certain times, like they filmed part of this during COVID. and just becoming their better selves. And I miss that. That's the people I want to be around. Here, I might decide to go for something meaningful to be of service here. As an individual that is a lot more of a humanist than most people, including the guest speakers that are going to be at this humanist conference in Ottawa this coming month, I might decide to give a chance here to be of service in this city. And I may succeed at being offered this role or not. But the thing is I deserve better than being here. I deserve to be treated better than I am here. And I deserve more happiness in my life. And we all do, except that I'll fight for it and I'll role model it. And I'll walk the talk of this sentience and sapience, whether I belong to a community or have peers that follow the same types of ideology.